Well, I was hoping it would be even lower, but I'm glad I'm in the 500s.
If you thought my 600-pound life was just about weight loss, think again. Over the years, the show has delivered some truly wild moments, from explosive meltdowns and shocking twists to unexpected victories and dramatic failures. These scenes had viewers glued to their screens, unsure of what would happen next. This is Rose's story. She is 58 years old and has almost no idea what she weighs. Every day she wakes up, she thanks God for allowing her to see another, because on most days, she never thinks she is going to wake up. It gets so bad sometimes that she cries almost every minute of the day due to how much pain she feels. Would Dr. Now be able to save her and bring her back to sharp? Let's find out. This is how her story starts.
Some mornings I wake up and I think, thank God I'm awake. He let me live one more day. But when I first go to stand up, I can't hardly stand up. My back is hurting so bad.
Phew! Even I wouldn't want to leave her alone in a room. That has to be one hell of a morning for Rose. For a second there, I wasn't sure if she would stand up from that bed. The good part is that she can get up on her own, and she has the support of her family around her. The beautiful thing is that her grandson enjoys taking care of his grandmother, but her weight is starting to become a serious problem, and he is scared that things might turn out for the worst if she doesn't start to take her health seriously.
I mean, it's embarrassing. It makes me very, very unhappy that I can't do things on my own and I can't get around on my own.
You're gonna go ahead and lay down, and I'll go ahead and get your breakfast and stuff ready for you.
Okay, babe.
Wow, imagine having to shower twice in a week. I would cry every day if that was the life I had to live. You can tell how much pain she has to go through if she only has her bath twice in a week. Poor Rose. I honestly wonder how she got this fat and her life became a living hell. You've got to hand it to her though. At least she knows that her eating habits are going to do some serious damage. It's really not her fault though. She gets stressed a lot, and the only way to cope with all that stress is to eat and eat and eat. The good part is that she knows it's not healthy. Hopefully that would be enough motivation to want to get better.
We sang for that day, but the next thing I know, my mom was gone. My stepdad, he started doing crimes, and he got caught and he went to prison.
That definitely had to have shattered her world. Losing her mother at a very young age did a number on her. The worst part is that after her mother passed away, her stepdad went into crime and eventually went to jail. Rose was just left to be by herself, and food was the way out of her depression. If I were in her shoes and that happened to me, I'm not sure I would ever recover. Imagine being married to your husband, and he then decides to start sleeping with your best friend of 22 years, and they go on to get married. That would just bring me to tears every single day.
I said, you know I do. I said, you're the love of my life. He said, here, I want you to marry me. And I just started bawling. He put my ring on my finger.
When I first met her, I didn't know what to make of her because she was a little bit of a wild child back then.
It's truly amazing that she finally met someone who loves her for who she is. The sad thing now is that she feels like she is too fat, and her husband doesn't love her as much. This makes her question if he has other women he moves with due to the fact that her previous marriage ended with her husband cheating on her. You have to hand it to her. It's good to see that she finally sees and understands that she needs to start taking proper care of her health. She told her husband that she's ready to do what it takes and she has so much to live for. Looks like she's going to be seeing the doc very, very soon.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I don't know what he's got in store for me, but I know whatever he's got in store for me to lose this weight, that's what I'm going to do.
Give me a kiss.
Oh, weh. Now that has to be the cutest thing I have ever seen on this show. It's amazing that Rose is surrounded by people who love her and a family that wants the best for her. She's about to hit the road to see Dr. Now. Will she be able to make it in one piece? I think we now have the answer to that. Rose immediately started to feel some pains while on the journey, and she had to stop at a hotel to pass the night. You can honestly tell that she is in so much pain.
I'm here at Dr. Now's clinic for the very first time. I haven't weighed myself in about 20 years, and I've been avoiding it for a reason.
Phew! The silence says it all. Rose made it to the hospital in one piece. She checks her weight, and it's very close to 600 pounds. You already know that's a lot for her age. Well, let's see what Dr. Now has to say about her weight and her condition. But knowing the doc, you can bet he is not going to spare her at all. Rose does seem like she wants to lose weight and get better, but he hopes that she is really ready to lose weight and she isn't just saying she wants to so everyone can leave her alone.
You think you can do that?
Yes, sir, I can.
So sit tight, I'm gonna bring you some stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty. That's how dedicated I am to doing this.
And I'm gonna be strict too, so.
Yes.
Her target has been set. The doc wants her to lose 50 pounds within the next 2 months. Rose assures the doc that she can and will pull through with the weight loss, but we all know it's easier said than done. We'll see if she can really pull through. Some part of me does have faith in her, and I feel she's going to meet her goal this time around. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt one last time.
My grandkids really opened my eye, and so I had to start caring. Wake up and smell the coffee. There's a beautiful world out there. Wake up and smell it.
Wow, wow, wow. Rose was up to the task after all. In 2 weeks, she's been able to lose more than 50 pounds. One thing I know is that Dr. Now is going to be very proud of her. Hopefully this gets her to her weight loss surgery. Well, at least it's for the best. Dr. Now finally approved her for weight loss surgery. Now she has to move down to Texas, and her family is scared that they won't be there to be with her while she gets the surgery done. On the bright side, she's getting her surgery done, so that's good. She has really come a long way.
Going to Houston to have the surgery, better her life, lose all the weight, and hopefully be able to move around more and do things for herself. But I'm really scared and nervous because of the whole surgery, and that she's not gonna be here and I'm not gonna be with her.
Here, we have Milla's story. Milla is 47 years old, and she has no idea how much she weighs. She says that every single day of her life is miserable. She has not been able to step out of her house for more than 2 years due to how big she is. All she does is eat and sleep. Trust me, it's a very messy life she's living. Will she be able to get the help she needs? Let's see. Here is how her journey begins.
I've been trapped within these 4 walls for more than 2 years. During that time, I have not stood, not one time. All I can do is eat and sleep. And every night, I fall asleep thinking,
Man, it must be really embarrassing for Milla to be in such a situation. Her kids have to help her clean up before they get ready for school. If they don't do that, Milla is going to stay that way till they get back because she can't stand up from the bed. The funny thing is that 3 of Milla's kids have to work hand in hand to make sure their mom is properly clean because she's starting to develop sores all over her body. The jaw-dropping thing about her case is that her kids are disgusted by the fact that they have to do this every day.
Makes me sad because I know if my mom sits in the bed for that long and if she didn't get the help that she's getting, she'll die in the bed,
bring me a plate and my oranges out the refrigerator. I'm not a mom to them right now. I'm just a burden.
Well, Milla saying sorry to the kids is not going to cut it. She says that she's depressed and feels bad because she's robbing her kids of their childhood. The sad part is that she knows it's wrong, but she just can't find a way to stop eating. If she's not careful, things might go the wrong way. But if we're being honest, that has to be the worst way anybody can grow up. Milla says that the only way her mother showed her and her sisters love was by feeding them all the time. If they didn't eat the food, it was seen as rejection, and they would get a whooping. Trying to avoid that, she ate so much food. That must really suck.
When I was coming up, it was like we had a ton of food all the time. And so I just always felt like I want to see a child eat until they get enough.
So I kept gaining, and I just kept getting bigger. When I graduated high school, I was pushing 350.
At least she was lucky enough to find someone who loved her and wanted to be with her with all that fat. But if we're being honest, this happens very rarely because most people never want to be with someone who weighs 5 times their weight. I guess she was really lucky to find her husband.
There were children from homes of drug-addicted parents, and my heart broke for them. So we started by adopting Jacob when I was 30. And within the next 2 years, we adopted Hannah and Caleb.
Did she just say she has no idea how big she is? Wow. But then again, it's really not surprising. For someone who hasn't been able to step out of bed in more than 2 years, I'd be surprised if she knew what her current weight is. What I can't believe is the fact that she got so fat that getting pregnant was no longer possible, resulting in her adopting most of her kids. That's crazy.
And I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything unless it's in this bed. Come on, put the bucket on Mama's bed. So most of everything around this house falls on my children.
It's honestly sad that the responsibilities now fall to the kids. Their mom can't get out of the bed, and their dad has his own health condition, which prevents him from moving around with ease. Milla and her husband really need to do better for their kids. She needs to see a doc ASAP. I can't be the only one who gets mad anytime she says that. What does she mean by she can't stop eating? Isn't she worried about the fact that she could die? Or is she forgetting that she's the only mom they have? Wow, that's disappointing for real.
Esau, will you pick this piece up for me? Why?
Cause, Mom, you already know, Mom. Why do you do that?
Go and pick up my pizza right now.
I think I'll let you know.
No, right now. Go get the pizza right now.
Man, I can't believe Milla right now. She knows she is hurting herself. She knows her eating habit is out of control. She knows that she should not be doing any of what she's doing, and yet she still keeps doing it. It's almost as if she doesn't care at this point. She really needs to put in the work if she wants to get better. But for someone who needs 6 people to get her out of bed, you can tell that's some serious situation. I don't even know what to say. At least she's making the bold step by agreeing to see Dr. Now. She's about to head to Texas, and one thing I know is that it's not going to be an easy ride for her.
I have 5 children.
5 children?
A 20-year-old and 2 16-year-olds, a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old, and my husband.
Some of those kids are very young.
750 pounds? To be honest, I thought she would weigh 1,000 pounds. Oh well. Milla finally makes it to the hospital, and Dr. Now tells her the blunt truth, which is the fact that she has created a very bad situation for herself, and she needs to address them ASAP. Now the crazy thing is that the only type of food that Milla likes to eat used to be junk food, but now she surprises everyone, and for some reason, she's no longer doing that. Wow. Good for her. Seems to me like she's ready to take her life seriously. Dr. Now wants her to get her weight going in the right direction before he decides what to do next.
Now we're gonna send you home to keep making progress on your own.
Okay.
And I want you to lose another 50 pounds over the next couple of months. It will show me that you and your family are ready to make the changes you need.
This is where things might be a little tricky. Dr. Now wants to send her home and see if she can lose weight without the hospital's help. The big question now is, can her family help her with this? Because they literally give her anything she wants to eat. Guess what? Something crazy happens. The same Milla who couldn't stand up from the bed is finally able to do that. That's impressive. It's even more impressive to see that her kids are helping her out in the work to make sure her weight drops and she can make the right weight for her surgery.
See how much you weigh now. 644, so you lost about 60 pounds. Okay, that's good. Milla has done well. She lost the weight she needed. At this time, I'm going to approve her for lymphedema surgery.
Yay! Looks like Milla is going to be able to walk again. Sending her home worked out for the best, and Dr. Now says he can now go ahead with the lymphedema surgery because she made the cut. That's really good for Milla. Milla's lymphedema survey was a success. Dr. Now says that the next thing she needs to do is get up from her bed and try to work. If she's unable to do that, he is not going to approve her for weight loss surgery. Looks like the job is not done just yet.
Up to stand, but when she has to put weight on her leg, she just can't get herself to do it. So we're gonna have to find a different way to motivate her. Milla, here's what we're gonna do.
Milla has been doing so well, but there's just one problem. She finds it very difficult and painful to put weight on her legs, preventing her from being able to move around. Dr. Now brings up an idea that might help motivate her. Hopefully, it works out for her.
It's been so long since I've just been able to go outside.
I like seeing my mom up like this. Gives me hope. Right about there. That's it. Lock it.
Thank you.
Let's dive into Chris's story. The list of things Chris is unable to do keeps getting longer every day. Getting out of bed every morning is one of the hardest things Chris has to deal with. His body is literally tired and is ready to give up on him at any point. Does he have what it takes to get better before his body gives up on him? We'll see. Here is how his story begins.
I'm too big to sleep in a normal bed, so I have to sleep on a mattress 1 foot off the floor. And to get to my feet, I roll forward out of bed really fast, kind of like a somersault. I lean back and then I whip my legs forward and it just pulls the rest of me up to standing.
Man, he must really hate his life at this point. Imagine having to go through all of this every single day. I would honestly lose my mind if I were in his shoes. It's amazing that he has not given up or allowed his weight to get the best of him. Chris goes on to say that he lives all by himself, and sometimes his ex and her husband come to check on him. As much as he hates asking them for help, he doesn't have a choice. Asking for help makes him feel like a failure and is just heartbreaking.
Because of the weight and the fat between my legs, can't stand up straight, so they're constantly pushing apart, which makes it really uncomfortable to stand in the kitchen for a long period of time, so I actually have to sit on a cooler that I sit on when I cook.
Ha ha! I can't believe he called it going red. Chris says that when he prepares his meals in the kitchen, he uses his head and not his brain. That's why, once he's done, he has so much food on his head. Once he starts eating, he can't stop himself. Me? That's honestly not good.
My brother Tommy and my sister Crystal, if it was Taco Tuesday and mom happened to bring home a big bag of tacos, if you didn't eat as much as you could eat, they weren't there when you went back later.
Well, that clearly explains a lot if we're being honest. Chris's mom says that she takes most of the blame because when Chris was a child, she never stopped him from eating as much as he wanted. Anytime his siblings could not finish their meals, Chris was the food bin of the family because he never liked to waste food. Oh, and let's not even lie, he looked good when he used to play football. Chris remembers when he was much younger. He had muscles and almost every girl in high school wanted him. The big question now is, how did he go from that to what he currently is?
The only job that I could find was delivering pizza. But besides all that, somehow me and Kaylee really hit it off. So I moved in with her and I found a better job working at a call center. And then it was good times.
That's so sweet. Now he makes me feel like a baby. Chris says that his daughter is the center of his universe, and it makes him happy that he has the most beautiful daughter in the world. One thing is for sure, he needs to make the right decision so he can always be there for his little Zoe. But his split with his ex honestly destroyed him. That is something that would make most people break down. Chris says that his breakup with his ex took a toll on him. Aside from that, the company he worked for shut down, and he had to travel to another city to start all over. His best friend was none other than food.
I was just completely blown away. I just lost the best job that I'm gonna get. I was making really good money, and that was the kind of the tipping point where I gave up. I'm up over 500 pounds at that point.
His mom has got to be the best. Chris told her about his condition and everything he was going through, and his mom dropped everything she was going and decided to come meet up with him. No one can love you better than your mom, and this is a very good example. I could sit down here and listen to him and his mom talk all day. It's been 6 years since they saw each other, and his mom tells him that if he called sooner, she would have been here. Things might not have been this bad. Their bond will make you miss your mom. Trust me.
Into the bag, pretty much.
Are you gonna be able to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the blankets and, I don't know, maybe shove it in front of my knees so it's not get a little
So it has a
padding
little
on the
padding.
dash. Yeah, hurts a lot.
You about ready then?
That's everything. Just
You
don't
got
let me
it on?
forget my wallet on the way out.
All right.
You can't but love the fact that Chris has agreed to make the bold step. He is packing up things with his mother, and they are about to make the drive to Houston to see Dr. Now. Looks like his mom coming to see him was a good influence. Somehow, it doesn't come as a surprise that they have to break the journey. Chris says that his body is starting to hurt a lot, and he needs to rest before things get out of hand. At least he has his mom to keep him company. She seems to be a really fun person.
I wish my mom wasn't going to see my actual weight. I'm embarrassed for her to see it. She already knows I'm over 600 pounds. I just hope it's not a lot higher than that.
Your weight is 620.
Wow, 620 pounds is a lot. Chris gets to the hospital and he is finally able to check what he weighs. He is on the high side and you can see the fear written all over his face. I'm sure he feels like Dr. Now won't want to help him out, but let's see how the meeting goes.
To control your weight. And next page will tell you food to avoid. This is all gonna be up to Chris. And the question is, with his mom coming back in his life, if she's gonna be the support he needs.
Well, that concludes the first meeting Chris will be having with Dr. Now. The doc wants him to lose 80 pounds in 2 months and also wants him to work on his eating habits. He assured the doc that he was going to meet the target. Is he up to the task? Oh, and let's actually be honest. It's really impressive that Chris was able to drive himself to the hospital without the help of his mom. There were doubts, but Chris seems to be doing pretty well with his weight loss journey. Hopefully he meets the cut and gets her his surgery done.
My last appointment, I was 620, and Dr. Now told me to lose 80 pounds by today for my goal. So that means I should be down to 540 if I met that goal.
Your weight is 566.
Eesh, just 20 pounds short, but that's still some very impressive progress. From the moment he drove himself to the hospital, you could honestly tell that he had lost quite a lot of weight. But is this good enough for his surgery? Well, good news, good news, good news. The answer to that question is yes. Dr. Now is proud of how far he has come. He wants Chris to lose some more weight, and once he is able to do that, he is going to get him approved for weight loss surgery.
Dr. Now told me I need to lose another 30 pounds by today.
Okay, you can step up on the scale.
So that means I need to be down to 536, and I feel really confident I did that.
That is actually awesome. And yet again, Chris has been able to cut down his weight and meet the new target Dr. Now wanted him to get to. One thing I'm sure about is that Chris is going to get his surgery. Good one, Chris.
I'm excited about our progress and how we're doing, and I'm happy to keep showing Dr. Now how I'm serious about this and that I can do what I said I would do.
Well, Chris, you lost 238 pounds, so you done a good job in losing weight. I am proud of you and your family for continuing making progress.